I still collect and watch VHS tapes, and over the past couple months we picked up 25 new titles to the collection. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of these, but the very first one here was First Night. Really enjoyed this one. I haven't seen it since we rented it when I was a kid when this first came out. I don't know why I haven't had it in the collection, but probably because I've just never seen it for home video. Grabbed it and really glad to have this one. The next one here is Austin Powers. I have this on Blu-ray, but picking it up on VHS for $1, it's just an enjoyable film, and I might enjoy it more watching it on the VHS. This one I haven't seen in probably over 20 years, and it's Manhunter. This is the one that kicked off the entire Hannibal Lecter series. Really enjoy this one. It doesn't star Anthony Hopkins, but it's still a good movie. This one is it's just one of my favorites from when I was a kid. Mr. Nanny with Hulk Hogan. In the 80s and 90s, Hulk Hogan was pretty much everywhere. There's tons of these like fun, cheesy family films, and my kids really love this one, so glad to have this one in the collection. This one is something I haven't seen, but I absolutely picked it up just because of the cover art. I love the movie poster and all these original painted movie posters, movie covers I really enjoyed, and it was Buck Rogers. Glad to get this one. It's just a sci-fi film. Just looking forward to getting into this one. All right, the next one here is something I really enjoy when I'm sick or when I'm feeling down. It's just a good pick-me-up comfort movie, and it's Steve Martin, The Man with Two Brains. Really enjoyed this one. Glad to have it on VHS now. This is something here. It's one of my favorites. It's underrated. It's Second Sight with Bronson Pinchot, John Larroquette, and this one here, obviously by the cover you can tell Bronson Pinchot's character has some kind of telepathy powers. Just a really fun one. The kids enjoy it, and it's one of my favorites. If you like movies and physical media, and that's the kind of content you're into, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss anything. This one here, it's a Steve Martin one, and every time I watch it, I do find myself laughing out loud, and it's Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Really enjoy this one. It's just a classic. Now this one, I didn't know it existed. Now I've enjoyed watching the remake, but I didn't know that was a remake until I found this, and it's The Italian Job with Michael Caine. Love that original movie poster. Looking forward to diving into this one. Gidget. Haven't seen it in a while. Really enjoyed this one. Now here's one. I thought it was going to be more funny than it was, and it's Utilities. So this is more of like poor people sticking it to the man. It was just a fine film. Here's a John Wayne film. I haven't seen it and trying to collect all the John Wayne films, and this was Trouble Along the Way. This is something I've never seen before, but I understand the premise. I've heard all the jokes, you know, I've seen all the movie references, and it's Officer and a Gentleman. All right, this is something that came out in the 90s. I've never seen it. I remember the trailers. My mom made such a huge deal. We were never allowed to watch it. So I always promised myself if I had seen it in the wild, I would buy it. And I finally did, and it was Reality Bites. So I kept my promise to teenage me saying, I'm going to watch this movie. Never been a big fan of Ben Stiller, but Winona Ryder, Ethan Hawke, I don't think you can go wrong with those guys. I'll watch anything with Goldie Hawn. So I picked this one up because she's in it, and it says that it's a Hitchcockian type thriller that intrigued me. It's called Deceived. Looking forward to this one. Now here's something everyone has seen the reference. Everyone knows about the infamous scene, and I saw it probably when I was way too young, and it is Basic Instinct. I didn't have this in the collection. Glad I do. The next one here is probably my all-time favorite Cary Grant film. It's Father Goose. Really enjoy this one, and glad to have the VHS. The next one here is something that I watched as a kid, and most kids would probably find really boring, and it's Big Business with Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin. Really enjoyed it. Both of them played twins that were switched at birth. One went to a rich house, one went to a poor house, and then when they grew up, they all kind of ran into each other and realized they were switched at birth, and I thought it was really fun. This one here, Race the Sun. It felt like a TV movie. The only reason I picked it up because it had Halle Berry and Jim Belushi in it. Looking forward to this one. This one here is an underrated Matt Dillon film. Now it stars Christina Applegate, Matt Dillon, Steven Zahn. Now they play bank robberies. It's called Employee of the Month, not to be confused with Employee of the Month starring Ashley Simpson and Dane Cook. This one I think was just really fun. One here, something I haven't seen since I was a kid. I think this came out in the 90s. My parents rented it. It's the only time I ever saw it. Was G.I. Jane. The next one I picked up because it was a special VHS. It's something I saw when I was a kid, and I remember liking it back then, but I just never had it in the collection. It was Ghost. And the reason I picked this up is because it was a McDonald's release. Now, the McDonald's released 14 of these VHS tapes. I'm trying to collect all of them. I think I have like 3 or 4 now. Now, this one here stars Christopher Reeve, Christopher Plummer, and Jane Seymour, and it is Somewhere in Time. This one here, Fried Green Tomatoes. Now, this is an odd one because it's not the normal movie I really enjoy, but I like the part of the story, the part that Jessica Tandy tells Kathy Bates when she was growing up, that older time period. I thought that was a really enjoyable movie. The rest of it, the modern part where she's older and she's telling the story to Kathy Bates' character, and then that part of the story is going on. I just wasn't a fan. If you cut that entire part out of the movie, I just enjoy this so much more. All right, we're trying to collect all the Marilyn Monroe movies. That's something I had never seen before, and my daughter and I like to watch Marilyn Monroe movies together. This was How to Marry a Millionaire. Really enjoyed this one. I thought it was really great. For more thrift store hauls, click on this video right here. With that, watch a movie today. I'll catch you guys next time.